as we look at our developmental problems or issues in the country, we shouldn't forget that sanitation is also very important. Today, we'll be taking you to the Upper West region, specifically in the Wa municipality, where we understand that the sanitary conditions there are very bizarre, and the residents there are actually talking about it. It looks like the municipal assembly there cannot really solve the problem, among other issues. But our correspondent there in the Upper West region, Martina Zabok, filed a report. Let's bring you that report after. We'll have conversations on that here on the show.
In communities such as Kambale, Doble, Konta, and Sekwayuri, the situation is strikingly similar. Refuse containers left overflowing for days, gutters clogged with plastic waste, and piles of rubbish dumped at night along roadsides and into waterways. Residents say the deteriorating sanitation conditions are now part of their daily reality, with consequences they feel immediately and personally.
Frankly speaking, the refuse is really worrying because there are children around who always comes around thinking they can play with it, but it's something very harmful.
Sagara man chairman, I will don't know. They be falling on my sagara. Yan Swedish and a minister.
One municipal environmental health officer confirmed that the municipality currently generates more waste per day than its available refuse trucks can collect.
When you are talking of waste, it's about collection, storage, and what collection and what transportation. When we come to the storage facility, we actually have a deficit in terms of what storage facility.
Rapid urban expansion, a growing student population from tertiary institutions, and increasing commercial activities have all intensified pressure on sanitation systems that have not grown accordingly. Assembly member for the Doble electoral area, Honorable Ibrahim Zakaria, expressed serious concern about the rampant indiscriminate dumping of refuse.
My women, they are not coming with the rubbish in that same container. Anytime they are coming to pick the container, we have to pay 600 Ghana cedis for that picking. Because of that, they refuse to come to that area. Any place they found in that area, they just dump that rubbish there.
In an interview with the Wa Municipal Chief Executive, Alhaji Isanura Danwana, outlined a more firm and decisive strategy the Assembly is implementing to tackle the worsening sanitation crisis.
We started our strategy with education, persuasion, and whatever. But we got to realize that there's a need for us to sometimes apply the rules. So we started some prosecution. So on Monday, some people were prosecuted, others could not appear in court, and they have served them someone to reappear.
So that is the condition in Wa municipality. The municipal assembly is complaining about the sanitation situation in the community. And I'm sure that if you are a resident of Wa municipality, you may also be complaining about the problem there. But the question is, who is generating the waste and who exactly is supposed to be in charge of ensuring that the community or the municipality is rid of filth, among other issues that we'll be having conversations on. But Martina Zabok, who is our Upper West Regional Correspondent, filed this story. Let's have details from her after we have conversations with other individuals who will be joining us on the show later. Martina, good morning.
Good morning, Philip.
I trust you are doing well.
I'm fine.
Let's understand the Wa municipality. What are some of the issues or accounting to the filth we are seeing on our screens now, and also with the sanitation day that is being done every first Saturday of the month? Is there some sort of a compliance level? What's the compliance level like, since you have been covering that for a very long time?
Philip, actually, the sanitation issue in one municipal is worrying. So, Currently, the MCE has been doing some cleanup exercise every second month of the every second month Saturday of the month. But then, so when you go to some communities or areas in the municipality, you still see fields around, and this is um, I think this is something that some individuals have taken upon themselves that maybe they will not obey to the um, sanitation issues in the municipality, because you could see that some areas in towns, just like the gutters, the big gutters like this, people will just pick their rubbish from their houses or from the markets, from their shops, and come and dump them in the gutter. For who to pick them? And sometimes even what they tell you that people are there to do it, and forgetting that this what is it, Zoom lions are no more working. Is these women who used to sweep the streets of the municipality, keeping it clean, the gutters, gathering the waste, dumping them to appropriate places, but now they are no more working.
But
So they
Martina, hold on with that. If we understand that Zoom Lion is no more in the municipality and ensuring that the area is clean by carrying the refuse from one point to the final destination, is there any environmental service provider in the municipality now?
now um what is left is that the assembly and then the environmental health agencies are doing their best to curb the sanitation situation in the municipality. But then the cases, um, I see that this is an is something of attitude,
So it's an
because
attitudinal thing, right?
sure, sure, because you can't pick waste or you can't pick filth from your house. You go and dump it in a waterway or a gutter. Maybe even if the bins are there and they are even full, but at least you dump it there. That is the place which rubbish are supposed to be dumped. But then people will, in some of the in some of the communities, the assemblymen have made a plan that, okay, for the trucks to come and pick the bins to the dumping site, they will pay some small token. So anybody who comes to dump fill their waste there, you have to pay maybe 1 cedi or 50 pesos. And some people think that paying that money is something they will not do. So anywhere they find themselves, they will dump their rubbish there. So that is one major problem in the municipality.
Let's understand which communities are there in the uh, municipality that you can pinpoint that, okay, sanitation is not proper in these communities.
So when you go to Zongo like this, Sokayiri, and um, so Zongo, Sokayiri to that stretch, when especially the dumping bin you've seen so full and dropping is a shot I took at Sokayiri, and that dumping site is just by the roadside, some few meters to the roadside. But in places like Dobile, Dondoli, they have initiated that they dump and pay. So when you go there, you pay the small token, and then you dump your rubbish, and then the trucks come to pick them to the dumping site. So when you go there, some of the places, the dumping site are clean, although, but then those gutters where the rubbish have been choked. So the stores, those who have stores by the roadside, you see that they'll bring the filth out and put them just by the roadside, the street.
The shops in the central business district or in the major areas where business goes on, aren't there refuse bins where they can dump their waste into and eventually will be taken by the contractors that's the waste contractors. Now you made mention of the fact that Zoom Lion is not in the area, so certainly that means the municipality is doing what it can. Isn't there any way that the municipality or the assembly rather takes these bins to the appropriate places?
Actually, some of the shops have their own bins they put, but some mostly when you go to the streets, most of the shops don't have this dustbin, the waste bins. They do collect their rubbish and put. Many gather them in rubber or polythene bags and then go to where there's a dumping site and then they dump them. So usually some, when they clean the gutters, they'll bring out the rubbish and then put them by the roads, the streets, as you can see.
Okay, so now let's come to the sanitation day. You made mention of the sanitation day exercise, which that is being conducted in the municipality. This is a nationwide thing, but what is the compliance level like? Have you covered any of these activities in recent times? I'm sure it started this year, so you should have covered one or two. What's the compliance level like?
When the mayor, our MC started this cleaning campaign in before the national one happened. So when he started the first one, yes, I did cover it and it was fine. Especially in the market, the women, the mayor actually gave a restriction that on that day nobody opens his or her shop or do any business until it is 9 or when they are done cleaning the municipality. And I think for the first 2 times here it did, but then still people still feel that let me generate a waste and someone will come and collect it. So that is now the major problem. So you will see that on that fateful day the place is clean, but just within some time you see the filth all over again, and you ask yourself, why? Is it that the people are not willing to change, or they are not available sanitation for them to know or to do? So, like, it's something so difficult.
Okay.
But I know with time, will change.
Okay, Martina, thank you so much for your time. Martina Zabog is Upper West Regional Correspondent who brought us this troubling story from the Wa municipality where sanitation in the area is becoming a very big problem as a result of the residents there not really taking these issues seriously. And also, the municipal assembly is also not having the financial without to ensure that the sanitation situation in the area or in the municipality is put to check. Another pressing issue is the fact that if there should be a waste contractor in the municipality, she indicated that currently she doesn't know of any waste contractor in the municipality, and that is another big problem. Well, we've been on this show a number of times. We've been talking about sanitation, we've been talking about galamsey, we've been talking about issues within our environment and our community. But if we do not take care of our sanitary conditions or our sanitation in our communities, in the near future, we may have a very big problem. We will be connecting the lines and speak to the municipal assembly, and that is the environmental health officer in the municipal assembly, and if possible, speak to other authorities that have concern when it comes to sanitation issues in the country. But we've been doing this on the show for some time now. Every Wednesday, we're dedicated to sanitation conversation. And I'm sure that you also sitting home will also be having at the back of your mind that you need to keep your environment clean, which is very important. We are hoping that the government will prioritize sanitation in the country. And that is what we are all pushing for, that at the end of the day, we would have an environment that will be free from filth, where we wouldn't be having issues with cholera, we wouldn't be having issues with health diseases or issues that will now land in the various hospitals and all that, when we could actually resolve these issues hands-on. And it's very important that if some amount of money or funds are put into this venture, certainly is going to resolve the issue. Because if the municipal assembly is saying that we do not have the financial muscle, or we do not have the money to at least put one or two things in place to ensure that the communities are clean, it's a big problem. It's a very, very big problem. You are seeing choked gutters, you are seeing communities that people do not really bother about keeping their surroundings clean among other things. But we have Razak, who is the environmental health officer for WA municipality, joining us. We would ask him details of this issue in the municipality and how the assembly is really dealing with this pressing problem. Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
I trust you're doing well. Okay, Razak, first of all, I want to find out from you, paint a picture for us. How is the sanitation situation in WA municipality like?
Thank you very much for this time given to me. Before I start, I'll say that WA municipal, WA is the capital of the Upper West region. It has a vibrant town. It's a vibrant town with a growing population, with a rich culture. The current state of WA municipal, we say that it is improving.
You say it's improving?
Yes, please.
That means it was worse.
Hello?
That means what we are seeing on the screen is actually the better part of what it was in previous time.
Sure.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes, please.
But Razak, what may have accounted to the fact that in a municipality where people would have to be sort of disciplined when it comes to sanitation, we are seeing such insanitary condition?
Yes, and it is improving with our progress in our cleanup activities within the municipality. I think for some months now, when our municipal chief executive resumed office, somewhere June, sanitation situation was not all that good. So he took up some initiatives for us to enhance sanitation within the municipality. First of all, the municipal chief executive, Alhaji Nura Issa Danwana, led by the municipal chief executive, constituted a sanitation committee to support the environmental health unit to enhance sanitation within the municipality. As then, we have a lot of refuse camps within the municipality. So when this sanitation committee was instituted, we met and then we decided to organize our first cleanup within the municipality, which was in July, and which was massively participated by the public. This one did not just start like that. We started it with a lot of community engagement and then stakeholders engagement. We also had the media. So all stakeholders were put on board to help clean WA. So this massive cleanup was conducted on 12 July, that's this year, 2025. And after that first cleanup, subsequent cleanups has also been organized. That's on the August, September, until the maiden cleanup, the next cleanup, which was organized. So with this, on the cleanup, these sheets that we are talking of, currently we have evacuated over 20 dam sites within the municipality. And community members have also realized the impact and they are participating in the cleanup. And that's why I could say that sanitation is improving within the municipality.
Okay. Do you have waste contractors in the municipality?
The waste management within the municipality is the sole responsibility of the SAMO. But for currently, we can only think of Zoom Lion, which is the private
contractor within the municipality.
Is it still
That,
operating in the municipality?
come again?
Is Zoom Lion still operating in the municipality?
Yes, they are operating.
They're still
They are,
operating in the
they are,
municipality.
they are collaborating in the waste management aspect. But when it comes to the street cleaning, in the contract at the national has been withheld. So that one is not ongoing. But in terms of waste collection and disposal, they are still collaborating with us.
But are we seeing our streets cleaned, and are we seeing other things that ordinarily could have been done if, say, we had a waste management contractor, or we had a group handling, say, the cleaning of the streets, handling the cleaning of the drains and all that? Would that be make it better?
Yes, that's one of the issue or initiatives that management is putting across. We are encouraging the private sector to also come in. As of now, I think a number of them have expressed their interest to join us. But besides that, as I'm saying that it's progressing, but we cannot also deny the fact that we have issues, challenges with waste management in terms of infrastructure. But besides that, we have also made measures, management also put in measures to address this issue. In terms of communal, let me come in here. We are municipal. Our main method of waste management is the communal collection. And we also have the door-to-door services. Also, they pay as you dump, but the last two services are being carried out by Zoom Lion. So most of the community rely on the communal collection, but we also have this issue of inadequate of these communal containers. So it's also a factor that's affecting us, but management are putting measures to address this issue. Because currently we are building new communal containers, and in collaboration with other partners, they are also coming to support us with some communal containers in which we know will be addressing this issue of inadequate communal containers within the municipality.
Beautiful. And I'm sure that you said you made mention of participation, you made mention of education and all that. What of enforcement? We know that there are some bylaws, sanitation bylaws, that the assembly is supposed to enforce and ensure that the communities are cleaned. How is that going?
Yes, with human society, when there's a good thing, but there are others who also prove recalcitrant. And the environmental health unit is working hard to deal with. At least we are not looking at the enforcement or prosecution as our something that we will cherish, but it is a way to deter others or to serve as a deterrent for others who are also of the similar behavior. So environmental health unit is not resting. I think last week we arranged some people before courts. So the enforcement is also ongoing. We arranged some corporates before court, so which they were fined and then discharged.
Razak, from all what you said, will you agree with me that managing waste is very expensive?
Sure. I'm very sure that waste management is very expensive.
And how is the municipality or the assembly dealing with that when it comes to finances?
That's what I'm saying. Initially, we have issue of this, let me take in general, in fact, of infrastructure. So, but when our current municipality executive, that is another than in office, the first thing was that our vehicle was not all that functional. Why not functional? They were having issue of tires, batteries, but he was able to mobilize. As we speak now, there was a sanitation truck. Okay, some could boast of only one skip truck, and that skip truck with one specific emptier. We also have the compacting driver, which is so to work when he came into office, this issue of tires and batteries has been addressed, and we also ensure frequent frequent fueling of this vehicle. Because if the vehicle is fuel, definitely it will be able to work and address some of these issues. Though it's very expensive, but they are doing our best to address these issues, and also calling on the private sector to also come in to all support, because it's a responsibility. We cannot do it alone, so we need that support or collaboration from the private sector and us make work clean.
Razak, grateful. Thank you so much for your time. We are grateful that you joined us. Razak
Yes.
Jebum Kanyinti is the Environmental Health Officer for the Wa Municipal Assembly, and he has indicated that there are challenges and also measures that they are putting in place. He has also made mention of the fact that when the new municipal chief executive, whose name is Alhaji Isa, who took over office, or he's been able to change the narrative a little. But I was asking him that if this is the situation right now and you're saying that it's better, then there's actually nothing to write home about. It was actually in a very shambolic situation, it was in a very bad situation. And if this is what we are seeing in the one municipality, well, we are moving away from Accra, the greater Accra region, where you know that, okay, filth has engulfed the metropolis and all that. We've taken you to an area which is actually out of Accra, which is in the Wa municipality. And it looks like the sanitation situation is even same there. So what is the big problem that has to be dealt with by the government when it comes to sanitation situation in this country? And also the environmental officer for the municipality made mention of the fact that the private sector is supposed to come into the picture and at least help solve the problem, because government, of course, cannot do it all. Government cannot keep the surroundings or the communities clean at all time. It's very capital intensive when that has to be done. The trucks that will be used, moving from one place to the other when it comes to moving the refuse from where you are actually generating the refuse from to its final destination is also very capital intensive, among other concerns that he raised. He also made mention of the fact that the assembly is pushing and trying to do its best to ensure that at least the environment or the area is very cleaned. Also asking that the residents, sort of their participation was massive when the sanitation day started. But we are just hoping and praying that as it continues, people would actually also be participating in the sanitation day. But another big question I would also be asking that why will it take us just one day to clean our community within 30 days when exactly we can do it every day? So that also comes in with the issue of you getting the service providers to also do their work. And just recently, we saw ESPA, Environmental Service Providers Association, coming up to say that okay, we are actually going to lay down our tools and we are not going to do the work we are doing anymore. And that would have been a very big problem until the local government minister came into the picture. But we're having more conversation on this particular issue from the Wa municipality, where the sanitation situation there is very, 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 very bad. So that is what we are bringing you. Is a Wednesday, and definitely on Wednesdays we bring you the sanitation conversation on our screens. Last week we were at Odona, where we actually painted the picture there, and it's just obvious that immediate action must be taken by whoever it is, which authority it is, for the situation to really be dealt with immediately. Because if that is not done, it means that the cholera situation that we are all running away from will now hit us again. Yesterday, we had a conversation with Father, who is actually leading the charge in Jema, and at the end of the conversation, he made mention of a sanitation situation or sanitary condition in his community as well that is even worse than Galamsey. We've also had Oti Bless, who is the chairman on the sanitation committee of parliament, or when it comes to issues with our communities in parliament. He make saying that sanitation is very important, and that is even worse than the galamsey situation that we are actually facing in the country. So if we have all our drains choked, we have the water bodies polluted and all that, definitely we are also going to battle with our health conditions in this country. But Ernest Morgan Aqua, who is the public relations officer or manager for Zoom Lion Ghana, is joining us this morning for us to have further conversations on the issue in the Wa municipality. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Philip.
I trust you are doing well.
I'm blessed. Yourself?
I'm good. In our conversation with the environmental health officer for the Wa municipality, Razak, he made mention of the fact that though Zoom Lion is in the municipality, there are issues and that the contract, we don't want to go into the contract and all that, but it happens that he's also calling on the private sector to move into the sanitation situation in the municipality. Will you want to explain to us details the presence of Zoom Lion 1 in the Wa municipality, and later we would have conversations on the sanitary condition in that community or in that municipality?
Okay, thank you very much, Philip. Yes, so in respect to Wa, their issue is similar to almost all the 16 regions that we have in the country. And for their sanitary condition, Zoom Lion as a company, we are providing the sanitation improvement package for them, and also the YEA sanitation model, which ended last year, November, and we have been pushing for a renewal, which has not gone through. This has brought so much hardship to some communities and individuals across the length and breadth of the country, and Wa is not an exception. When you go to Wa, because there was constant cleaning of their drains and principal streets, everything seemed nice till the YEA vacated their job. So now when you go there, you realize that there's so much littering, there's so much illegal dumping in the community. The assembly wanted to use the sanitation day to clean, but you realize that is once in a month. And since it is not a practice, and they are now trying to go into it, it becomes a bit difficult to use only sanitation day to clean up. So I will use this medium to appeal to the government. It's about a year now that the contract ended. If they would really look at it, because the consequence of having the place dirty, it will be worse than whatever that is delaying us. So they should look at it and have these models so that we have people, sanitary guards cleaning the principal street and some other places in the community.
Again, the issue with the YEA contract, among other things, what really was the situation in the area when you moved in there to ensure that the municipality is clean? Because the environmental officer indicated that, well, the situation is better than it was previously.
So the situation, before the as the Wa alone, we had over 600 workers cleaning. We had over 600 workers cleaning, and that made the place better than it is now. Now, when you go there, because that segment is not there, and because people are not committed in ensuring that they clean their frontages, the issue of finding waste in gutters and drains, and everybody feels it is the work of the government to come and clean those places for them. So in this case, we can say that education is key, then also enforcement. But since we have issues with a bit of education and enforcement, what we need to do is to revive the models that would ensure that we are helping the community clean up their various places in the community.
Beautiful. So, as we speak now, what is the duty of Zoomline or a private service provider in the municipality, or totally out? And that's the is it the assembly that is doing all the work?
So with the um, cleaning, yes, now it is the assembly. You know, government has given power to the assembly, and they have their budgetary allocation to ensure that they clean up or contract a service provider to do that. For that of the YEA, it is still on hold, and we are hoping that before the end of the year, they will engage us or engage some other private companies to start this. But for now, all that Zoomline is doing is to do the sanitation improvements package. That is picking some of the containers, the 12 cubic containers in the community.
And how is that going?
That is going well, but it also has some challenges because there is non-payment. Let me put it that way. We have some amount not paid, and even the recent one, because it's a new thing in the municipal, it is the payment is not going that smooth. And you know, with these things too, it is capital intensive. If your trucks are there and you don't have money to buy fuel, over a year, over 2 years, there is no money to buy fuel. It becomes difficult for the service provider to even get fuel or get the necessary spare part on the vehicle to go and pick it. But that is one-on-one now. So we are talking to the various MMDAs. Some are doing so well. They are paid. Some are also in the process of paying. So we hope that payments will go on well, so that service providers will also have the muscle to do what they have to do very well.
Of course, Morgan, thank you so much. But before you take leave of us, maybe your final words.
Yes, so what I would say is that sanitation is not a one-man show. It rests on three key pillars. That is the individual, the government, and the service provider. So all these three sectors, we should all come together and ensure that we do the right thing. And also, we have to move from the state of littering and coming to collect. Let everyone get a bin in his or her household workplace, so that we put in the garbage directly into the bin. That would limit the littering and the insanitary sites that we see around. So I would entreat all households, they should get a bin. That is the first step in proper waste management, to hold the waste before we talk about coming to collect it and transporting it to the various sectors.
And as to Morgan Aqua, thank you so much for your time. He is the public relations manager, Zoomlion Ghana Limited. We actually had to engage him because the assembly kept mentioning Zoomlion and also kept mentioning the private sector involvement in managing of waste and all that. And Morgan has also said it, individual. It comes to start from the home. The government has a role to play in there, and also the private sector has a role to play in there. You can't take one out. We need all three to ensure that the work is going to go on well. He also made mention of finances because, like we spoke about, it's very capital intensive, and if you work and the amount of money that has to be paid for you to fuel your trucks, for you to pay your workers, among other things, is actually not given, certainly there's going to be another problem, and we are going to see filth in our communities like this. It's just that the problem is bigger than what we are seeing. If we take you to maybe the beach side, you see filth all over the place. You go to communities, you see filth all over the place. People are actually also complaining of the fact that even if we generate the waste in our homes, it's very difficult for it to get the service providers to come and pick it to the final destination. You drive in Accra, you see filth all over the place. So what's the problem at all? That sanitation cannot be prioritized in this country. Mind you, it's not only solid waste. We have liquid waste and we have hazardous waste as well. So if these issues are not really addressed, then the question is, what are we doing as a country? Are we really resolving that big problem that we should deal with, that is staring us in the face? Or we are just looking at one side of the whole situation that maybe someone hasn't done the work well, and the money that has to be paid to the person is another big problem, or the government is focusing on something else, or we, the individuals, are not really complying with the issues or with the law that we should keep our surroundings clean, which is very important. But on Wednesdays, like I indicated, we bring you the sanitation conversation here on the show. Certainly, in the coming days, we'll be bringing you a looming disaster in the Greater Accra region. Some of the landfill sites are getting full, and if that happens, that means we are going to have the waste in our homes, and that can result in what we are all dreading. That is the cholera cases, and maybe we are going to get our homes, we're going to get the health offices, or we're going to get the hospitals or the clinics full up with all these diseases and all that. But if the right thing is done immediately, in the long run or very soon, we are going to have the issues resolved, and it's going to be a very big success for all of us. Because if we do not resolve the issues now, who is going to resolve the issue for us? But it's three things: the education part, the involvement from the government or the general public, and also the finances that has to be given. Finally, has to also be the implementation or the enforcement aspect as well, that people would have to get themselves involved. The assemblies must enforce and ensure that the implementation of the bylaws is done. If somebody is saying littering an environment or littering an area which is not supposed to be done, the person is arrested, and certainly some fine will be given to the person, which is going to serve as a deterrent to others. But anyway, that's how we end today's session, or the sanitation segment of Breakfast Daily here on Channel One TV. Stay with us.